Yo, what is crack-a-lackin', everybody? Caveman Jack, back for another reaction/review, and we are back live from the studio! Yo! Hope you guys are doing really, really well. On this week's album reaction, we are going to be listening to a band that I've known and kind of like heard about most of my life, but never really, like most of the bands I've been reacting to recently, I've never really dived into their sounds. Heard a couple singles here and there, but even then, never really committed to listening to those singles with passion. And the band we're going to be listening to this week is the Gorillaz. I don't even really know what sound I'm going to be kind of getting into. You Gorillaz fans will probably know a lot more, but I'm under the impression that this band has this incredible backstory, a cartoon band that obviously has a real life band, but it's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it because I don't really know enough about the band, but super interested to hear their sound. The album I'm going to be listening to today is one of their most critically acclaimed albums from what I've seen, Demon Days. Let's just continue this journey into these new sounds. And yeah, like I said, I've heard loose singles here and there by the Gorillaz, and I really enjoy them. But in terms of, what this album has to bring to the table, I'm not sure. Let's get into it.
Are we the last living souls? Are we the last living souls?
The
Are
bass
we
is
the
nice.
last living souls? That's no way to behave. And just along, we begin to sing a song.
That's nice, man.
As we sing,
Okay.
it grows. Are we the last living souls?
Oh, that's
Are we the
good.
last living souls? Or do we know? Well, we know. Does it seem to become very
Really
that
satisfying
way?
beat on
Are we
the song.
last living souls? Oh, say, 'cause all our song, I got it down and wrong. I see myself together alone. See yellow loud.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great song, man. Yes. I love this shit. Last Living Souls, the first introduction to the Gorillaz on this album, really. I'm struggling to find the words to describe it. Felt somewhat minimalistic in the way it sounded, and additional tracks as the song progressed made it feel like it was continually building. As soon as the beat came in, I was hooked. See, again, like that super kind of minimalistic sound is nice.
Kids with guns, kids with guns. Easy does it, they got something to say. Drinking out, pacify, feminine souls, the street desire. Easy does it, they got something to say. Now they're turning us into monsters, turning us into fire. Taking soul where you are.
The vocals feel very prevalent, like right in your face here, which is nice for the verses.
Now they're turning us into monsters, turning us into fire.
These incremental builds as each song has progressed, you know? They just continually builds. New track every time.
Push it real.
Kids with Guns, another seemingly minimalistic track in terms of gradually building and giving us a satisfying outro at the end of the track. Vocal performance, very stripped back in terms of very organic sounding. It sounds like you're in a room with the vocalist. The loop on that's nice. Super artificial sound here. The harmonizing in the back is nice, really nice. Helps carry the song a bit, you know, like the song is propelling through that harmony in the back. It's got almost like a real kind of like horror feel to it, like real demon days. Kind of more saturated as it's building. Woo, like that. What I'm finding with this album so far is, I'm going to keep saying it, but very stripped back in its nature, and the way instruments aren't just played for the hell of it. They seem to have an intention of why a track will be added to a song. Like any band would probably do this, but it feels very calculated. This does sound familiar, this song, actually. Instrumental is familiar. It's in a bunch of ads, a bunch of movies, I think, too. Bass sounds solid on this track, man. Ooh. You know I love my strings. Great transition. Haunting, man.
Orders given to me is striking, I'm thunder. While I fast reflexes on constant alert from the constant hurt that seems limitless with no drop of pressure. All I wanna do is dance.
Oh man. Yeah, no wonder this was a single, man. It's catchy. What is this album about? If you guys have any info on that, I'd love to hear. Feel Good Inc. Now, this is the Gorillaz song that I'm very well aware of. A lot of people have probably heard this. Without knowing it may be a Gorillaz song, I imagine most people have heard this. You know, they really love their bass lines on these songs, and they use it so effectively. Like that eerie thing in the background. I love how it just quietens down here. That static, real vinyl static. Haven't quite listened to it with like this level of focus.
Shoot, I'm stepping in harder this year. Yeah, been rapping in harder this year. Watch
like how he just like flows to the beat so well. It still feels really simple, but like the blend of all the sounds is just matching the notes.
Love forever, love is freely. Time forever, you and me.
Don't stop, get it. Keep high, your captain's in it. Steady, watch me navigate.
Track, man. Such a track. I didn't realize how electronic sounding the Gorillaz were.
Somebody don't know me no more. He got my glass on. From you then, just die. I saw that day. Anytime you're warm to me, don't stop the but when it comes, it's the dawn.
All the overlapping vocals here adds to that feeling of like spaciness. Really lovely track. I really, really love that song. They've got such catchy melodies.
Lost my life like I lost my way. So no loose ends. I love the girl.
Oh, I love those overlapping vocals there.
Only knows it's getting hard.
It's very dark, this song.
Going to do. Time is a low. Don't you know? What are we going to do? We go down.
This was a continuation of the track before it. These vocals are just a little bit more kind of loose. It has like a weird kind of jazzy kind of feel to it, but still super. It's like a darker jazz feel to it. Really vibe with these last two songs. I won't lie.
Slow it down some, no split, clown bum. Your gold hit sound dumb. Hold it now, crown them. Where you found them at? Got them round town.
Is that
Could've
MF
drowned
Doom?
in it. Would've floated, bloated, voted, sugar coated, loaded, hip shooter. Draw for the poor, free coffee at the banks.
Oh, man.
Hit through the straw, none more for me, thanks. That blanks
That
the
has
raw,
to be
that
MF
gang
Doom,
sure
man.
stank lit. Sank past the pit for more hardcore prank spit. Crank it on blast. Roll past Front Street. Blew the whole spot like some old ass with skunk meat.
I've been starting today.
Oh, that was so good.
Where did it go? Why you want it to be? Where you know November has come. It's gone away.
Bah, can you dig it like a spigot? My guess is yes, you can. Like, can I kick it wicked? Lick a shot if you happy and you know it as you clap your hands to the thick snot of a poet flowing. Rope a pen and I'm in. Cope hymen, dope or rhyming, more worth it than the whole diamond. Send them a gun and tell them clean it. Then go get the nun who said her son didn't mean it. She wore a filled-in thong of Billabong and said, nah, for real, I'm a gorilla John.
Something started today. Where did it go? Why you want it to be? Where you know November has come.
Firstly, real quick, rest in peace to MF Doom, one of the best rappers ever. Hopefully I can dive into some more MF Doom on this channel. There are some projects that I've definitely listened to and absolutely adore, but he's got so much content that I'd love to dive into it. Going into that track, hearing his voice, that was a really special moment. So many bars in those two verses that I would have completely missed. Yeah, what a pleasure it was to hear MF Doom on that track, and the Gorillaz really highlight him on that song, and their chorus was lovely. These last three songs have become much more atmospheric. I feel like the vocals have been a little bit more kind of, they feel more stretched. And
All alone,
I love that.
all alone,
So good.
La Viticasso, Deuteronomy. Snatch a piece of my pondering. This didn't fall like yondering. Skin of my tube light, skin of my boot light, flying my suit light. Where's the waitress? Bounce, wiggle, shaking all them pains out. Camel cool cutthroats, bound to blow the brain out. Cut to the brain, this ain't no game. I show no shame. I birth this pain. I twist the cane, I twist the game. I push the flames, plain as day. The cup that runneth over. We turn up the ogre.
This is a solid project, guys. This is a great
Close
project.
your eyes and see when there ain't no light. 'Cause I don't leave. When the morning comes, it doesn't seem to say enough for what to me.
How much is I love how it's just cut through the mix. Really great track. Really great track. Oh, this is sick. Oh man, this is sick. Feels like I'm like floating in just a happy place. White light. Back to reality. Track.
It's coming up, 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 it's coming up. It's there.
Man. This song sounds familiar too. How's that?
Never did no harm, never did no harm. It's there.
You've got to press it on you. You just think it, that's what you do.
Baby, hold it down, yeah. Coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. It's there.
Track. It's still going. I love it.
Once upon a time, at the foot of a great mountain, there was a town where the people known as happy folk lived. Their very existence a mystery to the rest of the world. Violence
It's like someone's
that
like
was
hitting
growing
like
in
a
the
ruler
world
against a
below.
table and making a
To live in
bounce back
harmony with
noise.
the spirit of the mountain called Monkey was enough.
Falling out of aeroplanes and hiding out in holes, waiting for the sunset to come, people going home. But dance of the dead.
time, the strange folk found their way into the higher reaches of the mountain, and it was there that they found the caves of unimaginable sincerity, and then nothing.
Oh, a little town in the USA, the time has come to see there's nothing you believe you want.
I've got so many interesting thoughts about this album.
Got off the plane to the countryside, outdoor to the mountain and a hole in the ground.
Like, this has really been a journey, this album, I'll tell you what. I love the song title too. Don't Get Lost in Heaven. Great transition. I believe this is the final track, guys. Demon Days. Think about where we started the album, and now we're here to this sound. It somewhat feels like two different albums. The second half of this album has had so many string elements to it. It sounds so lovely. Oh, nice. Now it feels like real kind of like, party island vibe, like the little reggae kind of. Based on what we heard from the start, I did not think the album would finish on this kind of note. That was Demon Days by the Gorillaz, and wow, what a piece of work that was. It felt like we started in one place and finished somewhere off camera, somewhere so far away. The album felt very minimalistic at first, and I think throughout the album that still remains to be true, but there was a lot more depth and levels to the second half of the album, I thought. Going through the first half of this album was incredible because it felt like the Gorillaz were taking us to a place where once we got to Manana, I can't really say it, but once we got to that part of the album, it almost really opened up. The sounds opened up, the tracks really opened up, and I think if we just started there, we wouldn't fully appreciate the place the Gorillaz had taken us to. Last Living Souls, awesome introduction to the Gorillaz if you hadn't heard them before. Kids with Guns again, Oh Green World, and Dirty Harry feel, like really tight. Again with Feel Good Inc. Then from Manana onwards to the final track, Demon Days, it feels like we've entered this new space of sounds that are very long, and while the songs remain the same kind of length, between 3 to 4 minutes, essentially, they felt a little bit more spacey and had a little bit more room to breathe. I didn't really want this album to end. I was really enjoying where it was taking me, and some incredible tracks, and we had some hip hop features on it. I only recognized MF Doom, and that for me was such a pleasant surprise, such an incredible surprise. I'd love to know the depth and what this album is truly about, what they were trying to say on this album, because it really does feel like there is a huge story to tell here. Really nice album, I'm not going to lie. The bass guitar sounded really effective on most of the tracks. The guitar, it went from like simple kind of strumming in some pieces to kind of really nice riffs, and that just highlighted little pockets that just really built up tracks. The beats were really nice. They weren't too crazy, which I really appreciated. They just highlighted the track and really composed the tracks. You don't really fully appreciate some bands until you really stop and listen to a body of their work. Hope you all had an amazing week. Thank you for checking out this reaction. I just wanted to quickly say these last couple of weeks making these videos has been really, really incredibly fun. having people engage and talk to me about their passions in music and their thoughts on certain albums, and it's been really, really fun. And that stuff, that side of it will always mean the most to me. I love hearing other people's thoughts and how they engage with the music I'm reacting to. Take care, guys. That was Demon Days by the Gorillaz, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Cheers.
Yeah.